Welcome students to ND's English Grammar channel on YouTube. In this video, I have for CBSE and non-CBSE class 10 English topic Nelson Mandela, Tiger in the Zoo and the Ball poem. Here are some creative, comparative and understanding based questions which are very important, and this type of questions are often asked in the CBSE board final exam. Let us explore. Here the comparison has been made between the imprisonment of Nelson Mandela and imprisonment or captivity of the tiger in the zoo. We will understand how these two types of captivities are different or similar. Let us start. In case of Mandela's captivation or captivity or imprisonment, we can have these following points to make it clear. Number one is political imprisonment. Mandela was imprisoned for fight against apartheid and his activism for equality and justice. Conscious resistance. Mandela remained aware of his situation and continued to fight for the cause even in prison. Number 3. Purpose and resolve. His captivity strengthened his resolve to bring about change and equality in South Africa. Point number 4. Human rights violation. Mandela's imprisonment was violation of human rights and symbol of oppressive apartheid regime. So as you can see, Mandela's imprisonment was political. It was considered as resistance. Mandela consciously resisted even in the prison. Purpose and resolve. His purpose was to free his country. And human rights violation, the white rulers by oppressing the blacks violated the human rights. And now let us compare the captivity of the tiger in the zoo. Physical confinement. The tiger is confined to a physical space restricted from its natural habitat and behavior. That is, the tiger was captivated in a concrete cell, small, and he was taken away from his original home, the forest, and kept in the zoo, which is not original for the exhibition of human. Number 2, loss of instinct. This is very important, students. The tiger's captivity leads to a loss of natural instincts and behaviors, replaced by pacing and frustration. So when the tiger was in the jungle, he followed his natural instinct, that is growling, showing his teeth, running after the prey and catching it, etc. But when he is locked in the narrow and small concrete cell, he loses this natural instinct and he is just pacing few steps up and down of the length of the concrete cell, and he does not have anger or ferocious reactive actions against the visitors who are coming near to see him. Lack of purpose. The tiger's activity is driven by a sense of purpose, is not driven by a sense of purpose or resistance, but rather by human control. The tiger in the zoo accepts his captivity and does not do anything, and he is under the control of human power. But as you see, Nelson Mandela, even in the being in the prison, he continues his struggle for freedom of his country against the white rulers. Symbolic representation. The tiger's captivity represents the human dominance over nature and confinement wild animals for entertainment. So it shows human domination over nature. The key difference lie in the reason for captivity. So the first difference between Mandela's captivity and tiger's captivity is the reason. Mandela was captivated for the reason of oppression, but tiger was captivated for the reason of entertainment and exhibition of human beings. While Mandela's captivity is a result of his activism and resistance, the tiger's captivity is a result of human control and exploitation. Cause of Mandela's captivation was resistance against the white rulers, but tiger's captivation was just for the human power and control over beasts and nature. Loss of the tiger in the zoo. Number 1, loss of freedom, loss of instinct, loss of confinement. The loss of freedom means the tiger loses its freedom to roam in the natural habitat. Loss of instinct, the tiger's natural instinct and behavior are suppressed. Confinement, the tiger's confinement to the physical space restricting his movements. Longing for natural state, the tiger yearns for its natural state and freedom, which is symbolized by his bright eyes at night looking at the bright stars in the free open skies. And here the comparison of the boy losing the ball poem. Let us see. In the ball poem, the loss is a material loss, which is a ball or physical loss. The boy loses a physical object, his ball. Emotional distress. The boy experiences emotional distress and grief due to the loss. Coming to terms. The boy is forced to come to terms with the loss and responsibility. That is, the boy is bound to accept his loss and adjust with the loss. Learning experience. The loss serves as a learning experience for the boy, teaching him about responsibility and acceptance. The key difference in the nature of loss, freedom versus material loss. The impact of individual suppression of instinct versus emotional distress. And the lessons learned, none of the tiger, responsibility and acceptance for the boy. So, from the tiger's captivity or tiger's activity, there is very few things to learn, but from the boy's loss, we learn the art of accepting the loss and growing up. Now, a few creative answers from letter to God. Questions here for you. You may explore. What was Lancho's problem and how did he decide to solve it? You know it better. You can write it. Lancho, a poor farmer, faced a severe hailstorm that destroyed his crops. He decided to write a letter to God asking for financial help. That is, help with money. Question 2. How did Lancho feel when he received the money but it was less than what he had asked for? Answer. Lancho felt cheated and wrote another letter to God accusing the post office employees of stealing some of the money. And also he requested God not to send the rest 30 pesos, but not through the post office. Themes and insights from the topic. Faith and resilience. Lencho's letter to God shows his strong faith and resilience in the face of adversity. Human nature. The story highlights human nature and tendency to question and accuse others when things don't go as expected. And now few creative questions. What would you do if you were in Lencho's shoes? That is, you were in Lencho's place.